Yo, what's up? It's your boy Darkatous gaming over here. So, in the end of the video, you're gonna see a couple more screenshots, but that's because a lot of the things this man was saying did not add up at all. So, I don't understand how he can claim that he's a legitimate player because I sadly don't have the gameplay because this only let me record about 15 minutes of what the thing happening was. But let me give you a rundown and let me tell you right now why I'm showing these screenshots. So the score really was 43, 43-7. But I gave them 5 kills in the beginning because, let me see, I killed him off of his insurgent, and in the end you're gonna see a screenshot him claiming that he was surprised, but he was literally putting down proxies to kill me, but it didn't work out for him. So then I get inside of my, I believe I get the MOC cab at some point. Let me see. Yeah, I get the MOC cab. He gets an Akula. The Akula didn't work out for him, so then he goes to get a Savage. Blows it up, the MOC cab or the Savage. Because at any point I could have like just not gone towards him. I could have gotten an Impressor Mark 2. Anything. But like, I just decided, you know what? Because he's already claiming some nonsense. Let me give him this kill so it's 1-1. And that way he doesn't leave. Because I wanted to like enjoy this. I let him kill me. Then he quickly goes, which I found out was the RC Bandito. That's not playing, clean already. Because the first kill I got on him was driving a Night Shark with the revolver pistol, shooting him out of his insurgent that's heavy plated armor with proximities, as he was already griefing some other kid. And he claims the other one was killing him first. So then afterwards I thought it was a friend of his trying to orbital me, so I went Ghost Org so he couldn't orbital me. By the time I'm reaching him, he's basically off of the RC Bandito, so I dive bomb him a couple of times. So because of that, I let him have like 2 more kills. One of them was when he blew up my MOC cab again, but he literally came out with the Terabyte, and then he blew it up, right? So with the Impressor Mark 2, and then I let him have easy dive bomb kill or 2. And then at the end also, like, I believe that the last free kill I let him have, or the last 2 was, let me see, what was it? I think it was when he, no, hold on a minute, because he did hit a lot, but I gave him like a couple of free kills, and I even went purposely into one of his proximity mines that he put in the sewers. Just because I thought it was actually funny that he's over here complaining. So he's claiming that I'm not a legit player, but he's literally. And the other kills, like, yeah, I dive bombed them a couple of times, but it wasn't really that many. Most of the kills was either in the Night Shark or on foot. Really was more of the kills, but like, I was driving around in my Night Shark and just throwing sticky bombs at him, but I don't have window plating, so he could have easily shot me out of it like I did when he had the insurgent and he was on foot. So yeah, this is like one of the only clips I sadly have where he's using the minigun, but he went back to it a couple of times when he seen the marksman rifle didn't work. At no point did this guy try to even take out a heavy sniper. And before I got the recording there, he was killing himself a lot. Every time I sniped him, like, he just kept killing himself. So every time, that's where I started using BST, so that is one shot so he don't kill himself. And every time, even with BST, I hit him in the head, so it's not a one-shot kill because of the helmet. So then I changed to this class, because previously I was wearing a class that's like purple clothing, which if you see in the live stream of the video not so long before I start to upload this, you would see the outfit that I was using had purple on it, a lot of purple and no helmet. So essentially the guy wanted to peek out whatever with the insurgent. Some other dude was trying to kill him too for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it was. But then he tried to 1v1 me, and I think I killed him too. So something happened. I destroyed the other guys 7-2. And at some point he decided to come out. So then he was trying to run me over. That's his insurgent right there also. Like, if you see it's like yellow or something, I just simply shot him off of it with a minigun. Because he was trying to run me over to probably drop proximity on me or something like that, because he was doing it to the other guy initially. So then afterwards, and he's claiming that he was attacking people that were attacking him, but I seen him kill like 3 different dudes, so that's why I went after him. And then when I got him off of that vehicle, he was trying to use the marksman rifle, throw RPGs, and then blow himself up. At some point he stopped using the RPGs, got me with a minigun up close when I needed one shot to hit him. And that's when I was like, alright, so you want to use minigun? No problem, my friend, no problem. I decided to use BST because that would counter at least most of the Evo kills. You know, he stopped using Evo, but then afterwards, this is like somewhat to where we are, but like, I guess the guy basically tried Evo, didn't work out because he seen that I could kill him, so I don't know, maybe he just started using the, you know, marksman. But there are some kills here you see that I have it without BST. The thing is that I use BST if you're gonna keep killing yourself, so that you essentially don't Evo on me. But he's also using a helmet, and that's the real 2 reasons, because he kept killing himself at first using the marksman rifle while using a helmet. So for the helmet, I just switched to a class for the helmet myself, and then afterwards, because he was playing cheap, I started to play with BST, and then essentially this is where we are now. But at the end of the day, today, basically the day after, challenged him to a 1v1 while in a live stream. He stood me up, and you can go watch that live stream. I even explained how I made my money legitimate and everything. So I'll talk about that right now. If you total up every single business of mine with the screenshots you've seen, with the MC businesses, all of them totaled up together, especially because I had my original meth location, I made a good, let me see, it was 15 or 12, 13 million, but I think it was actually 15. Then I made 15, or I have 15 with the location I have now. So that's 27 to 30 million off of the meth, the 46 million I have of the coke, almost 18 million, but like 17.6 million made off the counterfeit cash, 9.1 million made off of the weed, that's recent too, and then 1.5 million made off of the document forgery. So that's 1.4 about million made off of the 104 million off of the MC businesses, and I have over 152, and it's gonna be more when I sell the nightclub again. 152 million off of the nightclub. Then you have I have 112.2 made off of the crates, and he's only made like 24 million off of the crates, which, you know, I applaud you for that, but that literally just shows that, like, and I'm gonna also in a minute like break down how I know his money's not legitimate too, but like essentially, if you total up all of my businesses that like you can actually go look and add up in the computer, I've made 718, and if you want to take out the first 1500 from the first like MC meth location that I had, that's still literally 718. And then contact missions, when I started playing, like, I've only probably made closer to 2 million. This is like rough, I can't give you the actual numbers, but because I keep track of how much money I make with missions and such, I can guarantee you that it's literally a million or two with the contact missions. Now with all the heists put together, because I've been doing heists since they came out, since I started playing this game. It's one of the things I've done Criminal Mastermind on the original heist. I've tried it for the Doomsday heist, but never got to it. I have all the challenges in the casino heist, as in all the elite challenges and all that stuff.
How can I help?
On the casino heist.
Hey, you're in trouble. Okay.
And if you total up all the money I've made from all three of those type of heists, it's over 600 million. So 718 million, over 600 million, and then I've made a lot of money with like VIP missions, and I'm gonna include VIP missions, terabyte missions, stuff like stand your ground, all of those type of missions that are like that in the club work mission, all of that. Like if you had to bundle it up together, especially when there were double money, I've made at least over 100 million or 100 million.
Sure. Done.
And essentially, you total that up, it's literally about the amount of money that I have, which is literally 1,220,000,000. So if you take that in perspective, I told him to show I've been still showing him, tell him to show his stats, and he still hasn't done it. If he's really made 43 million, let's just pretend that like they were also on discount, like for him to buy his 5 warehouses, that means that he had to at least spend, let me see, roughly at the very least somewhere close to 7 to 10 million on all his warehouses, because he claimed that he also had like 2 or whatever small warehouses or medium, something like that. So whether it's double money or not, he probably spent a good like 10 million off of those, and that's including the office. I'm gonna also include all of that, like the office, right? That's what, 10 million right there. And then he has an apartment, which is definitely the penthouse, so that's another million. That's what, 11 million. And then he has a nightclub, the same nightclub that I have, and I guarantee it's probably fully upgraded or upgraded enough. So that's right there with the Oppressor Mark II. That's, I'm just going off of everything I've seen so far too. That's 100, no. That's at the very least over another 10 million. So he's already at 20 million. 20 million, right? Expenses. And then 20 million expenses at least. And I'm like just going minimum. Then to have an Avenger or MOC, either which, when you look at it both, like he probably has a facility, to be completely honest, because I don't think this man has done any research whatsoever. So he didn't seem to know anything about the bunkers, so that's cool. So it's most likely the Avengers. So that's at least 5 million to get the damn property, and that's not to mention if he has a certain location. So that's at the minimum 5 million. And then he had Insurgent, upgraded it. That's like another 2 million, probably more. Honestly, I'm just like downing this a little bit. So 27 million. And then he showed that he had Savage and Inakula, which means he has to have at least a hangar, which is at the very least another 2 million, plus the Akula itself. That's another about 5 million with those vehicles and the Savage, probably 5-6 million. So 27 plus 6 million equals at least 33, probably even 35 million. And then he claims that basically, oh no, not claim, but from also what I've seen, if he has a proximity on it, either he did some research. Oh, the heavy plating, he actually definitely does have a bunker. So a bunker, depending on which one, if you kind of downplay it a little bit, it's a good 2 million, let's just say, for example. And if he did some research, that's maybe at least 5 million, 3 million, whatever. So he's looking at something closer to like 40. With the properties that he definitely has, it's something closer to 40 million. So if he claims he've made 43 million legitimately, but then he bought some shark cards or whatever, No, he bought some shark cards and he made 4 Bogdans not legitimately. So that's already, it doesn't make any sense. If he literally made his money legitimate, then why? That means 43 minus 4 Bogdans equals to 39. But everything he owns is practically the same amount of money he claims he has. So if he did do all of this legitimately, so that means he would have had 80 million at the very least, and that's going up for what he already has and what he basically expenses and
Mission
what
failed. We'll get 'em next time.
and that's already basically counting the fact that he claims that he is a player with doesn't do no tricks, no mods, but then he tells me that he essentially has done a couple of Bogdans. So if you really think of that, he would have to at least made 80 to 90 million in total. That's why he's not probably showing his stats. And it's like, I was not using no special anything. So if you think about it, man, it doesn't add up anything that he's saying. See right there? Because he's just throwing a bunch of random numbers. He's not a legitimate player, and this is me exposing him. So the next time somebody wants to claim something, keep your things legitimate, because I can really analyze it. So he definitely does Bogdans and all of that stuff. But if y'all want to keep watching more videos like this, let me know. This is a long ass video. I'm out. He's a simp. Peace.